The microphone is too close. I don't know where to put my controller. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Handsum German, the only show on the internet. And today I will be giving to you my review of Pokémon Unite. Now, I'm aware this game came out a week ago, but I wanted to make sure that I actually played it for a long enough span of time to see how it holds up both as a game and as a games as service kind of affair, which, you know, everybody loves those nowadays, but this one has Pokemon in it. This little thing here apparently is a Pokemon. Let me switch to something people actually know. Let's switch to the man, the boy, Wigglytuff. Wonderful. Now that there's a real Pokemon on screen, I can continue talking about the game. So, what is this game? If you're not aware of it yet, it is a MOBA made by Tencent, of all people. In case you're not familiar with who that is, imagine if Activision Blizzard was owned by the Chinese government, and you have a pretty good idea of why a lot of people are really bummed out that they actually enjoy this game but desperately don't want to support the company who makes it. So, you know, wonderful. I'm just gonna go straight into a battle from this screen on. There's ranked, standard, and quick battles. Ranked and standard are the same map, the same rules. The only real differences are that, for one, in ranked, you can't use any of the temporary freebie Pokemon that you would normally get to try out in standard mode. And obviously ranked mode ranks how well you're doing. So as you can see, I'm a class 3 great, apparently. I played this game for quite a bit. Quick battles are more casual affairs. They have smaller maps, smaller team sizes, have interesting gimmicks to them. I believe Aroma Park, yeah, I do believe that's the one, it contains conveyor belts, and the goals are just in the middle of the map and don't belong to a specific team. I'm gonna go into a standard match so I don't accidentally ruin somebody's day by being distracted from talking too much. So we'll get into the battle prep screen right away. We have a minute here, so I hope I can explain some things. As you might imagine, Pokemon are classified by whether they use melee or ranged attacks, as well as whether they're good at defending, good at hunting enemies down, or Wigglytuff, who's amazing at everything. Venusaur, who becomes a really powerful sniper later in the game when you unlock Solar Beam for it. It's really bizarre seeing these Pokemon in such a serious setting. I'm gonna go with Venusaur because Blastoise isn't in the game yet. And something that you'll notice is the fact that, first of all, yes, this Venusaur is wearing a beach outfit. It's the first set of skins that was released for a couple of different Pokemon. Like, Snorlax is a really cute one with a giant life preserver and sunglasses. Machoke has one with a lei and some... what are they called? Board shorts? Board shorts. See, I'm learning the ways of the ocean. You'll notice right away that almost all Pokemon spawn in at their lowest level of evolution. So I'm going to be playing as a Bulbasaur when the match starts. What's interesting is that there are no baby Pokemon, so you're not going to start as Munchlax or Pichu. What's also interesting is that Lucario doesn't start as Riolu for some reason. I don't know, is Riolu technically a baby Pokemon? No idea. And that Pikachu cannot evolve. So, if you're like me, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll hold off on this game until Blastoise is out, which, if I'm ever going to play this game again, you know I'm going full Blastoise forever. But also the fact that Pikachu cannot evolve in this game. And that is a crime against the most underrated boy in Pokemon history. Like, Raichu is... Like, Raichu wishes it was Luigi. Let's just put it that. We're never gonna get a year of Raichu. It's a crying shame, really. I love Raichu. So much cuter than Pikachu. There you go, I said it. Alright, let's get this one. Okay. So, if you've played MOBAs before, this will look very familiar to you. You have activatable abilities. In this case, Bulbasaur learns Seed Bomb and Razor Leaf early on, and will later replace them when it learns new moves. So that's kind of a nod to the way traditional Pokemon games work. Except in this game, you have 2 standard moves and 1 Unite move, which charges up very slowly, and you're likely only going to be able to use it once or twice per match. But I don't have that Unite move unlocked yet. I'm going to have to evolve to Venusaur first to get that. You evolve, obviously, by getting experience points, which you collect by defeating both wild Pokemon and... Ooh, there we go. And Pokemon of the opposing team. Right now I'm at level 4. I'm gonna have to do some more knocking out to level up and gain some better moves. You'll see that once I get the option to choose a new move, it'll be between 2 moves that will replace one of the ones that I started with. Which is kind of interesting because while the starting moves aren't as strong, they definitely have their own uses. So I'm just going to go with Sludge Bomb, which is a move that I personally really like. The Snorlax is going to lie in wait. There we go. So, if you're familiar with MOBAs, but not familiar with this game, then you're probably really surprised that I just slam dunked into an enemy tower. If you've never played a MOBA, this isn't going to necessarily be a surprise to you at all, obviously. So the way the game works is you gain points whenever you catch a wild Pokemon, which they're only good for points, you don't get to use them in any way, or when you defeat a Pokemon of the opposing team. So right now I'm carrying 6 points. That's Snorlax. You can see that I'm on the right, also carrying 6 points. And those points only matter if you manage to take them to an opposing team's goal and slam dunk into it. And Pokemon have different animations for dunking, so you can see here Venusaur using its vines, while Snorlax bounces a ball of energy off its belly. It's all very charming, and it's definitely the most emotive Pokemon have been since the Nintendo 64 days. While keeping in mind that I have not played the new Pokemon Snap because I think it looks ugly. I just hate the way the water looks. I can't stand it. So, Rotom is an interesting Pokemon because when you defeat it, it'll actually briefly join your team and it's going to head for an opponent's goal zone. And when it reaches it, you get 20 points and it'll make that zone defenseless. Usually you have to hold down the X button to charge up a dunk, but while the zone is defenseless, it'll happen instantly. I just found out that if you're already charging as the Rotom arrives, it's not actually going to speed up your current charge, so that's kind of interesting to keep in mind. And I was too slow to benefit from the defenselessness. Alright, Venusaur. Look at him. I just realized the previous evolutions don't benefit from the outfit that you give your Pokemon at all, so that's kind of a shame. I do get it, you do spend most of your time fully evolved in this game, but, you know, it's Tencent and Pokemon. They do have the money to make something like that happen. Would be kind of cute if the outfit evolved alongside with the Pokemon, but that's unfortunately not the case. Just another little way in which everything related to the Pokemon Company cuts corners every chance it gets. This team that we're up against is kind of pathetic. They are very low level. They are not keeping up at all. Oh, the opposing team surrendered. Wonderful. What you just saw was the automatic targeting in action. I set it to target the nearest Pokemon, which is a mistake, and I should probably change that, because usually it will do its best to lock on to someone that you actually want to hit. But in this case, it didn't. I'm just gonna have to do another battle. Maybe I'll do a quick battle to explain some more things about the game, and then I'll move on to the menus and the monetization, because there's a lot to criticize with the way the business model for this game works. But usually when you activate a special move, it'll lock on depending on what your preferred setting is. You can set it to attack the opponent with the lowest hit points or the lowest percentage of hit points. Or alternatively, you can tell it to specifically attack whoever is closest to you. And that was a really bad choice, and I should not have picked that, and I forgot to change it, so we're just going to have to deal with that. You can manually aim all moves that don't just happen automatically around you. Like Wigglytuff's song just happens around you. You don't have to aim it. But stuff like double slap with the right stick, you'll be able to angle it. You'll be able to target a shrub with an enemy hidden in it, for example, where the auto lock on wouldn't normally even consider them existing. You can manually aim almost all abilities in this game, which is really nice to see. It definitely adds a little bit of skill to a game that otherwise is fairly casual, since it's a lot slower than most other MOBAs. This is also just by far like the prettiest looking Pokemon game in a long time. It's kind of crazy. So I'm gonna start with Pound. Slap, slap, slap. A lot of Pokemon have a special third attack. Every 3 times you hit a target, they will execute a slightly different move. In the case of Jigglypuff, it'll deliver extra heavy slap that's going to stun an opponent briefly, which is not very useful when you're on your own, but can be devastating. Oh, there was an Abra up there, but I couldn't quite reach it. The conveyor belt was going the wrong way. Oh no. This is turning into a team fight. Oh no, I'm so screwed. Oh no. Oh no. Ah! Oh, that was close. That was close. I almost had him. So, what's interesting about this game is the way the score system works. Because now you can see, for example, that gosh, the opposing team deals a lot more damage than my team is able to handle. You can see how many points a opponent is carrying with them. So this Lucario is carrying 20 points. 22 now. If I could get them, I can stop them from scoring those points. But unfortunately, if you're slower than the opposing Pokemon, there is very little hope for you to catch up. And that is very much by design. A lot of MOBAs work like this. But it's important to keep in mind that if you are planning on playing one of the slower moving Pokemon, such as a Slowpoke, for example, there's a Gengar there, I don't want to mess with that. Oh no! Deals so much damage. It's ridiculous. And that's another huge problem with this game. The damage dealers are crazy overpowered right now. I don't think there's any reason for them to be this stupidly strong, other than they messed up the balancing. Oh, are we going after Regigious? Oh no. Can we take him? I believe in us. Go team. So every map has boss monsters on it, or boss Pokemon on it, that will give you a huge buff or a huge boost in points when you defeat them, which, you know, is a pretty good use of your time, to say the least. And I'd say that while the quick battles are a nice distraction, they are not the strength of this game at all. Oh, we're in the lead now. Nice. I'm contributing heavily. Oh no, not you again. Ah. Ah. Oh, I was poisoned. Okay. Something that's very strange about this game is that, for example, I forget what it's called. Does Dazzling Gleam move, I believe? Both Wigglytuff and Ninetales can learn that move. Oh my god, it just don't stand a chance at all. There's no real point in me trying to fight them. I should not have picked a supporter in a 3-on-3 map. The supporters are only as good as the Pokemon around them. And if there's not a lot of Pokemon around them, then, well, that sucks. It's really weird that, for example, Wigglytuff's Dazzling Gleam is different from Ninetales' Dazzling Gleam. Not just in how much damage it does, but, oh my god, this is just ridiculous. I wonder too, like, yeah, it's all Gengar. It deals so much damage. And Gengar and Venusaur both can learn Sludge Bomb. However, Venusaur's Sludge Bomb is very different from Gengar's, and I find that very counterintuitive. I think if you wanted to have Pokemon with... Oh, okay, just despawned, okay. If you wanted to have Pokemon with very similar attacks, then you might just have to call them slightly different things. Because it is a mistake that I made several times when I started playing Ninetales, to just assume, oh yeah, okay, oh I need to score, I need to score, I need to score, I need to score, and zing while I'm at it. Okay, time's up. That didn't count anymore. Wonderful. Okay, we got completely demolished. So it's really strange to give two Pokemon moves with the same name, but completely different effects. Like, I believe Venusaur slows you down while you're in the area of effect and deals damage over time, while Gengar actually poisons you properly and then can take you out even seconds after you've left the area of effect. So that's a little counterintuitive. Now that you've had a good look at the gameplay, and overall I'd say it's really solid, it's really enjoyable, it's definitely the highlight of the game. It's everything around it that I consider problematic. So let's go to the loot box screen, which is energy rewards. You earn energy after every battle. I've stored up enough for 5 rewards, so let's see what we get. Ooh, I got some item enhancers. 10 of these are worthless. Wait, what is this? Exchange 4 times? Okay, let's see what I get. Alright. I got a hat. I got... Okay. Item enhancer. And a plain white shirt. So, as you can see in the bottom left corner, it will only allow you to do 30 of these random loot drops in a single day. Which is probably for the best, because even though you get this energy by playing the game, you can also just straight up buy it. And that's where the game goes from being a fun, cute little distraction, I should probably check this up here first, to something that is actually potentially dangerous to anyone who might have gambling issues one way or another. Did they make these more expensive since the last time I checked? No, surely not. Okay. So let's just keep in mind that 500 gems usually are gonna cost you 9 euros, about $10. So 500 gems, $10, roughly. So let's have a look at what you can buy with those gems. So the first thing you might notice is that There's a raincoat, which admittedly, yes, it's cute, but it costs over $20. And that is ridiculous. You can buy Hollow Knight for less than $20. You can buy Monster Jaunt for less than $20. You can get an entire bundle of amazing indie games if you stop by Humble Bundle at the right time. Hell, you can get a bundle of amazing AAA games and amazing indie games on Humble Bundle if you stop by at the right time. $20 for this really derpy plastic sheet over your character is absolutely ridiculous. And so is $10 for an admittedly slightly more interesting looking outfit. I like that it just forces you to have long blonde hair, because what other hair would you ever want to have? And Snorlax outfit, which also, it's kinda cute, but hardly anyone is ever gonna see it. Even on the little matchmaking screens, when it shows you all the players that connected, you don't actually see the headwear. You just see the basic face and hairstyle that the person chose. So these cosmetics are entirely for you. The only way other people are going to see them is at the end of a match, or if they click on your name on the loading screens. And paying $10 for that seems absolutely ridiculous. So, now that we've talked a little bit about the cosmetics and how horribly overpriced they are, $10 is too much for a cosmetic item. It just is. Let's look at some of the items here. Now, these can be bought with the Aeon coins. I have 7,970 of those right now. It costs anywhere between 6,000 and 10,000 to unlock a new Pokémon. It costs 1,000 to unlock a new one of these held items, which you can give to your Pokémon for massive advantages. Absolutely ridiculous advantages. Or alternatively, you can trade on some of your tickets, which are best spent on item enhancers, because that's how you break the game. But more on that later. So you can get these items. They seem to only offer a small bonus until you've upgraded them enough, and then suddenly, every time your Pokemon receives damage, every enemy Pokemon around them is going to lose 5% of their hit points. Which means if you get hit 20 times, everyone around you is dead. So that's... just think of that. You could theoretically knock out the entire enemy team just by playing as a Slowbro and slacking off while they hit you. That's kind of crazy. You can buy a couple of boosters, because of course you can. These are valued, well, they're priced reasonably, especially considering that you don't have to buy them with real currency. So I bought a one-day booster to get myself to level 13 so I could unlock another Pokemon with the weekly challenge, which I don't know why I bothered, considering I don't like that Pokemon and I'm not going to play this game again after today. So yeah, you can unlock experience boosters, you can unlock coin boosters, and here's the tricky part. Extra energy tanks for 200. Now, they deliberately made the math really difficult to do if you're not good at math. So this is about $4, which means that you get 1,000 energy, which is 10 drops for $4, which is 40 cents per drop. That means they have limited how much money you can spend in one day, but they can still make you spend ludicrous amounts of money per month anyway. Which, I know that's how free-to-play games work, but the stuff you can spend your loot drop energy on, I can't go back into that menu right now. Oh, wait, no, I could. So if you were to, what's the view rewards? So it will tell you what rewards there are, and you can view them on your character to see how you like that. Well, isn't that an outfit and a half? And you have this Talonflame outfit. So you can unlock any of this stuff, but it doesn't tell you how likely it is to get any of it. And the only one that people are probably going to want is the Talonflame skin. And nobody knows what the likelihood of getting that is, at least to my knowledge, because the game doesn't tell you. Which is something that's really anti-consumer, and I'm really surprised that Nintendo just lets that fly. Pun not intended, but screw it. The real problem comes into play when you consider that you can win Aeon tickets and item enhancers from the random loot drops, which actually do affect gameplay, which by definition means that this game is pay to win. And that sucks. That sucks tremendously. Because item enhancers are used to upgrade your held items and make them a hell of a lot more powerful. And I don't know what the limit is on how powerful you can make your items. And the EOS tickets, you can use 10 of them to buy an item enhancer. So there's 2 chances for you here to get item enhancers. And let me just go back and figure out how this works again. So you go to battle prep and then you go to held items. The menu is a mess, so I'm not going to go into it, but you'll figure it out if you want to play the game. So if you go to Rocky Helmet upgrade effects, when the Pokemon receives a certain amount of damage, damage is dealt to nearby opposing Pokemon equal to 3% of those Pokemon's max HP. Then you upgrade that to 10, which makes it 4%, and then 20, which makes it 5%. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it does mean that anyone who, like me, just dives headfirst into upgrading their Rocky Helmet is gonna have a factual, flat-out advantage over players who haven't done that. And I understand that the held items are the only real customization and planning that you can do for your Pokemon before a match, but they're just too powerful. Like, let's see, the Muscle Band upgrade effects. It deals 1% of the opposing Pokemon's remaining HP every time a basic attack hits. And then you upgrade it to 10 and it's suddenly 2% and then 3%. And that does not sound like a lot to those of you who aren't familiar with MOBAs. But the fact of the matter is that a 3% increase in damage is going to mean the difference between somebody dying and somebody just barely getting away. And that somebody might just be you, because who knows, someone might have crazy over-leveled their Rocky Helmet, which I just put to level 21, which costs a ridiculous number of item enhancers. Like if you check grade 1 items, costs 3 to get them from 1 to 2, costs 120 to get them from 21 to 22. And I'm sure that's in place to limit how incredibly overpowered players who play more and pay more become compared to people who don't play as much, but it really doesn't. And add to that the fact that the game obfuscates how much damage you actually deal with any move. Like, there's not a single move in this game that will tell you how much damage it deals. If you go to Pokemon, and I believe then you press Y, see, it has the user perform a combo attack in front of itself, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon and decreasing their movement speed for a short time when the attack hits. That does not tell you how much damage it deals, by how much it reduces their movement speed, and for how long. And then increases the number of attacks for this move when you upgrade it, by how much. Does it change anything else? It doesn't tell you, and I'm convinced that the reason the game does not tell you these exact numbers is because that way, if you're trying to doom and gloom and tell everyone this game is pay to win and there's no chance in hell that you're gonna stand a chance against someone who just played the game more or just bought more tickets, bought more chances to win item enhancers, you can't tell how much of an advantage you have. Because here, HP 278, I get an extra 278 HP from these held items. I don't know how many HP Wigglytuff has at any level. I don't know if these 278 are an extra 2% or an extra 20%. I can't tell. Does it give me the full 278 at level 1? Or does it scale over time as you level up? I don't know. HP recovery plus 3. What does that mean? Plus 3 hit points per second? Plus 3%? Probably not percent because basic attack speed isn't percent. Plus 28 defense. How does defense work? Does plus 28 defense reduce the damage that I take by 28? Or does it... I don't know, Moon Logic, 500 attack divided by 28, and that's the damage I take. I don't know. And that's exactly what they were doing here. They're trying to obfuscate everything so you can't tell how pay to win this game actually is. And I can't tell you how pay to win it is. I can just tell you that it is. I'm sure the reason they didn't include all those specific numbers about... I mean, what is this? Endurance 4 stars. What does that tell me? Endurance 4 stars. Who has endurance 5 stars? Snorlax, probably. What does that tell me? Scoring 2. What does that mean? Mobility. Does that mean movement speed? Or does it factor in any movement abilities that the Pokemon might have? Like... Gengar has 4 stars of mobility. And friggin', let's see, does anybody? Yeah, there you go. Talonflame has 5 stars of mobility. Is that just the movement speed, or does it factor in the moves that actually help it traverse the map faster? Support, I can vaguely understand. That's entirely based on the moves that it can learn. And you can see here that Charizard is a selfish asshole, because of course he is. But what does scoring mean? What does offense mean? Is it the damage it deals, or how well it can keep up the pressure? Like, Wigglytuff can deal a hell of a lot of damage when not facing Gengar or something else that just kills it instantly. It's probably all done under the guise of, oh, the game is less intimidating if people don't know what exactly is going on under the hood. But then there's things like, oh, leaving them poisoned and decreasing their movement speed and special defense for a short time. And that makes me wonder, what is special defense in this game? Because, yeah, I can assume that it means they will take more damage from Solar Beam. Because I know Solar Beam is a special attack. But do they mean from moves? Because Razor Leaf in the Pokemon games is a physical attack. But it's a move in this game. Is special defense protecting me from moves or from special attacks? Are only base attacks considered physical attacks? Is that what normal defense is for, and all moves are defended against with special defense? And by how much does it reduce the special defense? Is it even notable? Is it by 50%? Is it by 5%? I don't know. And the game doesn't tell you, because they're trying to hide the fact that it's all pay to win. And the baffling thing is, when I sat down to record this, I didn't even have the idea for this entire conspiracy. That all just randomly happened. So, in conclusion, Pokémon Unite is a fun game. Don't take it seriously because somebody who's more willing to spend their money on a free-to-play game than you are is going to outclass you. If both of you are machokes and you're slamming into one another all manly-like, that person who spent more money is going to win against you. And there's nothing you can do about it. You might be able to outplay them if you have friends around. You might be able to get the drop on them, but in a fair fight, quote unquote, in a direct confrontation, you're going to lose every single time. Because this game is pay to win, and because Tencent is evil, and because the Pokemon Company doesn't care anymore. And that's the conclusion that I've come to. Thank you very much for watching. I miss Pokemon, man. I miss... When I say I miss the good old days, I'm not talking about Pokemon Red and Blue. Those games weren't that good. They were revolutionary at the time, but they're not great games at all. When I say I miss the good old days, I'm talking about Pokemon X and Y, when they still cared, when they were still making progress, you know? Pokemon Stadium? Did you know that every single Pokemon in Pokemon Stadium that can learn Mega Kick has a custom Mega Kick animation? They didn't have to do that. Nobody even likes Mega Kick. Nobody teaches that to their Pokemon. It's not a very good move. But they did it anyway. Because they had the money and they had the passion. But now only the money remains, I guess. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Unfortunately, I don't usually get this angry at games. But if you'd like to listen to me talk about games I am less creepily obsessed with and hostile towards, then make sure you subscribe. And warn all your friends. And if your kids want to play this game, don't let them spend any money on it. Other than that, it's a great game. Really pretty. Look at Wigglytuff. I love him. Love that motherfucker. Look at him. Goodbye. Bye, gamers. Well, that got out of hand. I don't know. I'm switching over to PC now. I don't know how long that was. But I'm gonna keep talking just in case I want to leave that part in. Oh, please tell me it's still working. Yep, okay, it was 38 minutes again, just like the first attempt. I have a lot to say about this game. Ah! See you later, gamers.